Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
You won't believe the tea I'm about to spill on Meek Mill and Diddy. Meek just broke his silence, revealing he couldn't walk for a whole week because of something that happened with Diddy. The streets are buzzing, and everyone wants to know what went down between these two. This is serious drama brewing between these hip-hop heavyweights.
When the Lil Rod lawsuit came out, and there's the gay allegations about Meek Mill, as well as Usher, but Meek Mill was the one that got real upset. He said, I'm not gay. Like, everyone stop asking me if I'm gay. I'm not gay. And then you went in, and then he essentially threatened to kill you.
So essentially what happened is, we've been, I do long live streams. I'm streaming for like 5-6 hours. Like, when these things are happening, we're not just giving quick takes. Like, I'm going, like even today, I bought the Christian Combs document, like the entire lawsuit. We're reading it word for word. We want to see what's because a lot of times on these sites, I've always said, like, I kind of pride myself on trying to go the extra mile. A lot of people just go to, like, say, I don't know, Rolling Stones or Variety, and they see a summary of what's in a lawsuit, and they regurgitate it and even make it even smaller, and they put that out.
Yeah.
Well, I got time, and people want deep dives, no Diddy. And we got a lawsuit. So the Lil Rod lawsuit we got.
Yeah, I read through the whole thing.
And it didn't mention Meek by name, but there was a footnote.
A Philly rapper who used to date
the name.
Nicki Minaj.
It was like a Jeopardy question.
Duh, who is that? There can only be one person on the planet. Unless there's a Philly rapper that also dated Nicki that no one knows about, it's obviously Meek Mill.
So essentially, I reacted to, like, I literally found out on stream, like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, no way Meek Mill was in these freak-offs. Like, I know we've seen the video in the pool and the matching outfits, but no, Meek is like the toughest, biggest gangster. Like, he's like a killer. Like, no way he's like getting, bent over by Diddy, the diddler. So I reacted like, I'm not even believing it. That reaction went viral, and the next day, Meek, as I said, he's a special type of stupid, as 50 would say. He's seen me reacting to it and thought, I made it up. So he's like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do to academics when I catch it? Now, previously me and Meek had a truce.
But I remember the last couple times I brought his name, you're like, hey, listen, me and Meek are cool right now. I don't want to take these shots at him.
We had a truce, but Meek and him being so dense and being so dumb, he actually thought that I made up the lawsuit. And by the way, even after he started threatening me and I said, I didn't make it up. I said, just clear up whatever it is, but I didn't make it up. You know what he said? This is clearly AI generated. Like, I'm like, yo, Meek is so dumb he couldn't even spell AI. Like, how the hell you know this is AI generated? Bro, this is an actual lawsuit. I'm showing him, like, look, it's filed in federal court.
Right.
Nah, this
Here's
is
the PDF file.
Exactly. So
the PDF's AI.
Yeah, so he basically starts, he says, you know what, man? He's like, yo, he starts going like off the deep end. He hasn't even cleared up the rumors yet. Like, rather than saying, hey, this is lies, I'm gonna have my attorney, deal with any salacious lies spreading about me like a normal entertainer would.
I've got the inside scoop on Meek and Diddy's relationship and what led to this shocking revelation. You won't want to miss this celebrity gossip. So, what exactly happened to leave Meek Mill unable to walk for a week? Sources say it all started with an incident when Meek was hanging out with Diddy. Details are still unclear, but word is things took a serious turn fast. Meek and Diddy were at an undisclosed location when something went down, and whatever it was left Meek in bad shape for days. Can you imagine being unable to walk for a whole week? That's intense.
Any sexual situation with Diddy, he says, I'm gonna kill you academics, and what I'm gonna do is, he says, first things first, he says, someone send me academics address.
But he said, I'll die to shut you down.
Yeah, then he says, I'm going to die to do it. Then it was
which is crazy. Which is a crazy thing to say. Meek
he's
cut it out. You're not gonna die to shut down academics. You're a multimillionaire with a great career and kids. Cut it out. Yeah, grow up.
Meek literally then tweeted out a couple tweets after. He said, well, the governor just called me. And I was just like, this makes like, wait, you're planning a murder online. And the governor calls you to talk you out of it? Like, also, the reason why him and the governor are in cahoots is primarily because he's the guy that they kind of taunt around for prison reform.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I'm down to die over it.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I always tell people, I would say this is a gangster rapper paradox when they're threatening a civilian. They say this, yo, I'm gonna kill you, this and third. And if you actually say, all right, I'm not scared of you still, because you usually back out once they say they're gonna kill you, because they're a gangster rapper. They rap about spinning blocks and switches. They're the killers of the earth, okay? When you tell me you're not scared of them, they flip it on you. man, you just trying to trick me out of my position. You trying to send me to jail.
Right. He said, I'm going to treat you exactly to the effects of you influencing. I'm gay and I have 3 sons. I'm getting you Addy now. I'm coming.
Then he told me he was going to record a video and pee on my steps. And I was like,
right.
I imagine Meek just like sneaking up and like, first I'm like, yo, that's a sexual crime already. And Diddy is already into some shit that you're alleged with. Don't pull out your penis on my property. That's a problem. That's a sexual crime. You can't just whip out your dick anywhere, Vlad. You gotta tell these people. That's a crime.
Yeah.
So he threatened to come. Don't come with the same dick that you and Diddy been doing whatever with and come pee on my property. Afterwards, he said the governor basically told him that he should stop beefing with me. And then he went into this whole tirade of how he's going to, I'm gonna donate some, like so I told him, I said, listen, I said, what's not cool is a rapper like you who's pushing 40. There's nothing wrong with age, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. But still acting like, you're, one day one night he says, because the people in Philly have been saying, you don't even live here. Like, why do you keep acting like you're still in the trenches, like, and you're living a bad life? You're living a really good life. He lives like in one of the most expensive high-rises in New York City, right?
Naturally, everyone wants to know what role Diddy played in all of this. Given their history, there's clearly more to the story. Did Diddy cause Meek's injury, or was he simply involved when things went down?
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So, LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, what the fuck shot it is?
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. No, not yet.
No.
16.
No, slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. And when you get 16, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah. And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where we go?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
Man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
This incident has definitely opened up a whole can of worms, and people are talking. It's not every day you hear about a big-time rapper like Meek Mill being laid up and unable to walk, especially not because of another industry heavyweight like Diddy.
They had a recording of Meek and Diddy
making love?
I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it.
What? Yo, wait a minute. Wait,
You didn't hear this?
no. Now, Miran,
Yeah.
what does that sound authentic?
It
for him
absolutely.
again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just really give it a good listen.
It's people want to make it. They want to make it so badly. You get these vulnerable people. Parents are letting you do this because they want to make it so badly. And then you record them probably and say, if you do anything, we got this.
Before jumping to conclusions, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Meek and Diddy go way back, and their relationship hasn't always been smooth. To understand what might have led to this shocking turn of events, we need to dive into their history and see what we can uncover.
Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing the same shit. He dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all the other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy.
Meek Mill and Diddy go way back, collaborating and making moves in the music industry for years. Diddy even signed Meek to his management company at one point. But their relationship hasn't always been smooth. There have been rumors of tension, like when Meek was feuding with Drake, and some speculated Diddy was stirring the pot. Then, there was the drama with Cassie, Diddy's ex, when Meek and Cassie were spotted getting close at a party, which didn't sit well with Diddy.
Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that, because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing the same shit. He dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bro. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all the other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy.
Despite their ups and downs, Meek and Diddy have always found their way back to each other, collaborating on tracks, performing together, and partying in the club. Their love-hate relationship keeps them connected, even through rocky times. So, when news broke that Meek was laid up for a week after something with Diddy, people were shocked, wondering if their past issues finally came to a head, or if it was something unexpected.
I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were saying the feds are so deep and involved in this that Diddy just might be called up on that Tupac shit once they go through the money trail. Once they go through the money trail and find out why certain people was given certain positions, that it may be a problem. Because they're gonna look at all that. Anything they can bring up, they're gonna bring it up.
Wow, so you think it's possible that they might pit Pac murder on Diddy?
Yeah. That's why that tape of Cassie was released. So anybody who was willing to try to help him, anybody who was trying to say that he ain't capable of doing this and he ain't capable of doing that, they got it right there on videotape.
But you being around at that time, right? Because you was working at Bad Boy at that time when, the whole Pocket Big thing was going on. You personally, do you think they can get Diddy on Pac murder?
Well, they always said something about $1 million check, and nobody knew where the $1 million came from. Puff may have said it in a couple of rap songs and things like that. But they would have to trace the check back to if that check Eric Von Zip had. And I'm not gonna say the person who they said they gave it to because I've said it before, and I told people who contacted me that I would bring old boy name up on there because of situations that he's having in the federal government right now. So if they trace it back to Eric Von Zip and say, why were you on, and he's dead now, but they have to explain why did he was able to get some publishing money or some kind of deal off the sale of Black Ground Records, and they put him as Tank manager or Tank something for Tank, this, that, and the third. Why did they do that?
Yeah, I got you. And when you say check, right, just to get some clarity for the people that don't know what you're talking about, you talking about the $1 million check, right, that they put on Tupac to get him killed, the hit?
Yeah. What I'm talking about is that if Puff has said on a couple of records that he'll pay $1 million to, but he was just talking to people randomly. So now everybody said that, and Keefy D said that Puff told them that he'll give them $1 million. Now, do we believe that? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. Because it was situations whereas that it could have got done by certain people that was around them, but it didn't happen. So when Zip came up with the check for $1 million, he said it was from Black Ground Records. And he said that who he got that money from. So now, if that's true, then the feds would have to go in and do a money trace on where did that check come from. And then they're gonna say, why? Why was that check given to Eric Von Zip or Eric Zip Martin or Eric Martin? Why did that check was given to him and saying that he had something to do with Tank and he sold the company, which wasn't all his company anyway, for $1 million?
The streets are buzzing with speculation, and one thing's clear, this incident has put a new spotlight on Meek and Diddy's complicated relationship. With Meek finally speaking out, things are about to get even more interesting.
Right, man. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, you got a good point, man. Why is TD Jakes at a Diddy party? I mean, it don't make no sense, man.
Well, you know, I grew up in the church, bruh. You understand? I Pentecostal church, then Baptist, Methodist. I've been in all the churches, man. You know, I almost was a 7-day evangelist. But what I do know, the sinners do not. The saints supposed to separate themselves from the sinners. You could tell the difference between a saint and a sinner. You understand? So him being up in a Diddy party, and it wasn't like that he wasn't partying, because the tape that I saw, he was dancing. And I'm like, wow, this the Rev at the Diddy party? I wonder who he laying hands on, and who he saved. But all jokes aside, man, you know, the saints supposed to be separate from the sinners. There's no way that you know what happens in Diddy party, and you supposed to be a Christian. You understand? You supposed to be his spiritual advisor, and you up in this party. Well, why are you there? Because it ain't like you can't come to your church, you can't come to your office. And I know that, you know, you are a part of Revolt. You understand? But are you looking for something else up in there? We just gonna hope that he ain't looking for the same thing Eddie Long was looking for.
You knowing Diddy, right? You been knowing him since the beginning. Like, what happened, man? Like, what made him get into all this freaky stuff? Like, him making his girl look up BBCs and him making male prostitutes smash his girl. Like, what happened, man? Like, I'm sure he was a normal dude at first. Like, what made him get into all this weirdo stuff?
Bro, one individual is not here to defend himself, and that's Andre Harrell. Russell Simmons was one of his mentors too. What is Russell Simmons going through? He's going through women saying that he was abusive, women saying that they raped him, women saying that he drugged them. If you learn things like that from the people that you're around, the people that you hold high regards to, then you're going to become what they were. And with the fact that you taking drugs and everything now.
Meek took to social media to set the record straight, sharing his side of the story with Diddy. In a series of posts, he explained that while things got heated between them, it wasn't as serious as people made it out to be. "We had a disagreement, but it wasn't a fight," he clarified, calling it just two brothers having a moment.
It'll go rapid on you. And that's what happened to him, bro. Yo, I seen Puff smoke cigarettes, smoke weed on camera, and that wasn't the same dude that I knew. So I'm looking at this dude like, yo, all he did was go to the third to the fourth power with this shit. He had it in him because he learned it from the beginning by seeing them and by being around them. And that's Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell now, being at those parties.
So Russell Simmons and Andre Harrell is where Diddy got it from. Like all these wild parties and all this freaky stuff, it came from them.
Well, bro, yeah, that's where he got it from. Andre ain't here to defend himself, but he was giving wild parties. They were doing things like that. My man Bill was his bodyguard. So they was doing things like that. So now you got women that came out and said Russell Simmons was doing stuff like that. But Russell Simmons said, I wasn't doing that because I took 7, 8, 9 lie detector tests and I passed them. Yeah, Russell. You also study into that Buddhism and that yoga stuff like that, so you know how to control your body to let you know so you don't have any kind of panic mode when you take those tests. Keep it a buck. That's why you got into that Zen shit. You take a lie detector test, it's not going to come up because you know how to control your body.
Wow, I never thought about that, man. So that's why he be passing all these lie detector tests.
Yeah, because he studied yoga, he studied Zen, he studied all that Buddhism thing, all that shit like that learn how to control his breathing, his mind, his whole 9 yards. That's why when guys, you know, if you ever seen somebody give a polygraph test, and they used to do it in our office and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? they have to ask you questions that you know that you're going to tell the truth at, and questions that you know that you're going to lie to. So all he did was master that by mastering the control of his body.
Speaking of celebrity drama, check out our video on how Cassie fired shots at Diddy and revealed how he allegedly took down 5 other celebs. This tea is piping hot and ties directly into the whole situation with Meek. Don't miss the full story.